I'm back from my trip to California to play 2K13 early. I'll make a commentary series eventually about my experience, but let me just get into the gameplay because I learned a lot about the game. So this is part 1. Let me get started. According to the developers, the build that I played was 2 weeks old. It was Miami versus the Thunder, and I could either be the Thunder or Miami. It was 5-minute quarters, and it was on pro default sliders. So take that into consideration with everything I'm saying, because we don't know what's going to happen when you up the difficulty. And in this build, only the first quarter was playable. After that, you had to restart. First up is the shot blocking. The shot blocking is amazing in 2K13. There's no more blocking shots with your elbow, blocking shots with your chest, blocking shots with your toenails. Because you know in NBA 2K12, you could block a shot with anything. You could even block a shot with toenails. That's no more. You have to get the timing down. And I had this one epic moment. I got a chase down block with LeBron James. And there were 4 people in the room at that time when I got that block. It was myself, Ronnie 2K, Chris Manning, and I think either Mike Wing or it was an intern that was there. But when I got that chase down block on the fast break, everybody in the room was like, oh! We were all excited because it looked amazing. It was amazing. And that's what I'm talking about. I also got a nice block with Ibaka. I blocked LeBron James on a drive. The blocking is really nice. And another plus is that if you attack defenders that can't block shots in the paint, they're probably not going to block you. I was getting inside with Russell Westbrook. Shane Battier was rotating over. He couldn't block him. Mario Chalmers couldn't block him. It's going to be really hard to block somebody like Russell Westbrook. He does layups. His layups are crazy. He's leaning. He's got hang time. And the real good news is that you don't have to dunk in 2K13 when you're going to the paint anymore. You can attack bad shot blockers with layups, and there's nothing they can do. They can't do anything. You don't have to do dunks now. That makes slashing so much fun, and I love the new blocking system. Now let me talk about rebounding. I actually didn't notice a difference with the rebounding. There were plenty of those moments where somebody gets an offensive rebound and I'm thinking to myself, like, how in the world did he get that rebound with all of us over there? With all of my teammates right there? I didn't see a difference. I didn't really see any improvements. The only thing was there weren't as many volleyball taps around the rim. You know how in 2K12 there's a lot of rebounds where you're just constantly volleyball tapping it up, up, up. There wasn't a lot of that. I didn't see too many putback slams either, but I did see Shane Battier get a putback slam. And I remember Ronnie was like, oh, what? How about the speed? Speed has been improved. I saw Nick Collison struggling to keep up on one of those fast breaks I was running. And generally, it's pretty good. I think that still players like Russell Westbrook and Wade, LeBron, they could be a little faster on the break, but it works pretty good. There were only a handful of times when something suspicious happened. One time, Ibaka was running a little too fast on the break, but Ibaka's actually a pretty good athlete and he can run the floor. But there was another time when we saw Perkins running a little too fast for my liking. But again, that was only a handful of times. And I played the game for about 5 or 6 hours. So in 5 or 6 hours of gameplay, only seeing a handful of times when something suspicious happened, I say that's pretty good. Now, another thing that relates to speed, I think, is the stamina. They changed the stamina because in a few of my games, all I was doing was just turboing up and down, and I wanted to really test out the speed. And Russell Westbrook had a Gatorade sign with 2 minutes into the first quarter. So there's 3 minutes left, and he already had a Gatorade sign. So I think they might have tweaked the stamina, and that affects your running speed. So Westbrook wasn't running as fast when he had the Gatorade sign on. How was the passing? The passing was pretty similar to 2K12 in terms of the speed of the passes. The biggest difference is there's no more psychic pass defenders. So if you run a pick and roll and you got somebody wide open going to the rim and you pass that ball, if that defender's not looking at you, he's not just going to magically turn around and go whoop and steal the pass. That doesn't happen anymore. And in other situations, that doesn't happen either. So now you're able to make more passes and not have to worry about them being picked off 2K12 style. But the biggest improvement is the manual bounce pass. The manual bounce pass in 2K13 is beautiful. And every time we pulled off one, every time we threaded the needle, we were just in awe. We were like, oh, did you see that? And we were letting the replay play. I remember one moment, I had LeBron James and Wade on a fast break, and I threw a bounce pass from LeBron around half court, threaded the needle through two defenders that were trying to catch up to Dwayne Wade. Wade caught it, took it up, and slammed it. It looked so beautiful. Me and Ronnie were just cheering, going crazy. Ronnie 2K had a couple of really nice passes in the half court setting, bounce passes. The bounce pass system, being able to manually do that is going to be crazy, especially on pick and rolls. I can't wait. I'm loving that system. But other than that, all the other passes felt the same as 2K12, except the icon pass. They took off the delay on the icon pass. It went back to 2K11 where you can just, as soon as you press the icon, they pass it at that moment. There's no 1 second delay anymore. The alley-oop passes are nice. You can now oop it to yourself off the glass if you're wide open on the break. And we did so many of those. We were also opening off the glass to teammates, and we were just going crazy with the oops. Anytime we had an opportunity that would work, we tried it. And it didn't always work though. If there were defenders around, if it was in traffic, the ball wouldn't be caught. They'd miss the dunk. Bad things would happen. So it's not something that you can abuse, but the alley-oop passes were definitely nice. The new dribble system is nice. Doing the moves on the right stick is nice as well. The only bad thing was, do you remember in that developer insight video when OJ Mayo did that step back on DJ Augustine, and DJ Augustine's momentum led him the wrong way and he had to stop and he just got owned. Well, that happened to me when I wasn't moving. I was defending Ronnie. I was at a standstill. I wasn't moving on my controller, and Ronnie was coming over to my area, and he did the step back move, and then I reacted like DJ Augustine, even though I wasn't moving. And when that happened, I was like, whoa, 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 what's that? Why did that happen? That's weird. So now I'm thinking, is that just some kind of animation, or was that a glitch? I don't know. The good news with the dribbling is that you really can catch people off guard. If you get somebody at the right time, they're not just going to recover right away. You're going to get into the lane. And when you're going full speed into the lane, you actually attack the rim. You do nice layups, nice dunks. That's how I was able to do all those moves with Russell Westbrook. And I wasn't getting blocked because they didn't have good shot blockers in the paint. I really like the slashing game. It's nice. I did not see any animation dunks when I was playing. You know, in 2K12, when someone just stands there and gets dunked on, they don't even try. Even if you press Y, they don't do it. I didn't see any of those, which is good news. Now, this is only part one of my series where I'm going to be talking about the gameplay and about the experience. But let me throw in a new feature that I saw. You remember in 2K when you used to be able to press up on the D-pad, you could see the heat check. You could see how well your teammates were doing. It would say, this guy's on fire, that guy's cold, he's shooting 4 or 5, he's shooting 6 of 10, whatever. That's not in the game, but what they did do is when you pull up the icon passing, there's this little circle that's underneath the icon. When you first start the game, everyone's circle is halfway full and the color is yellow. When someone's on fire, the entire circle will fill up and the color changes to either orange or red. I can't remember. I had a lot of players hot in my session. I had Durant hot. I had LeBron hot. I didn't have anybody cold, but I'm assuming if somebody's cold, it'll probably go and change to blue or purple, and it won't be halfway full. It'll probably be like a quarter of the way full. I don't know. Something like that. I still have a lot of new features I learned to discuss, and I also have a lot more to talk about with the gameplay. But this video is coming to an end, but I'll have those videos coming out shortly. And of course, I have to make a video about my discussion with the developers. It was a great time. It was hilarious too when I talked about the shot clock cheese. So stay tuned for all of that.